All right, we have been talking a lot about loving yourself and how to keep yourself happy and healthy. But when it comes to Real Beauty, Dove, we're talking about the soap and the products, has always been an advocate. They did something really cool to prove it.
Last week, Dove posted a very inspiring campaign video, Real Beauty Sketches. They asked real women a pretty tough question. How do you describe yourself?
In the campaign, they had a forensic artist, we're talking about somebody that does sketches for a living, ask the women to describe themselves based on their facial features.
Later, strangers also gave descriptions of the same women. The results are very different. Check it out for yourself.
So here we are. This is the sketch that you helped me create, and that's a sketch that somebody described of you.
So yeah, that's...
She looks closed off and fatter, sadder too. The second one looks more open, friendly, and happy.
I should be more grateful of my natural beauty. It impacts the choices and the friends that we make, the jobs we apply for, how we treat our children. It impacts everything. It couldn't be more critical to your happiness.
Do you think you're more beautiful than you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
We spend a lot of time as women analyzing and trying to fix the things that aren't quite right. And we should spend more time appreciating the things that we do like.
Well, if you saw that, I mean, it actually moved women to tears. Pretty powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
The images looked nothing like each other, and it was always the person's personal description that was the less attractive picture.
We always are so much harder on ourselves than other people see us. Marguerite O'Brien is the Campus Wellness Director at the University of South Carolina. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. A pretty lady in her own right. But you see a lot of this with dealing with students, how we don't accurately see ourselves the way others do.
No, we don't. And that was a really pretty cool ad campaign to show that we really see ourselves in a very different way. And it's easy for us to look at the flaws in our own self when we see our self-image in the mirror, and then others would describe us totally differently. And it's really a shame. It really is a shame. And when we work with college women and men, they're coming to college, they're learning how to be adults and how to be in the world, and it's kind of a shame that part of that includes not really feeling great about themselves. Sometimes, not all the time, but there are times when we just look in the mirror and may think, ugh, or, you know.
One of the things that makes me so angry, and I wish that there was something that we could all band together to do to change this, is the unrealistic images that women see every day that they're supposed to compare themselves to. The Victoria's Secret angels. You know, the actresses on TV that, like Jennifer Aniston, I always say this, if you remember when Friends started, she had some meat on her bones. And then all of a sudden, they turn into these waifs like size zeros, and that's who people like myself compare themselves to.
Right, right. And that's the thing. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, and when you said she had meat on her bones, we look healthier. You know, everybody has a different body size and shape, and that's a good thing as long as we're healthy from the inside out with all the numbers, you know, our cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. So it really is a harsh thing, and really for you guys are in the media, but we need to teach our young people from elementary school up media literacy. So knowing that when we see a picture in a magazine, you know, some of us put things up to inspire us, okay, but we got to realize that those aren't pictures of the person that have not been touched up. You know, they've been touched up, they've been doctored in some way, shape, or form. So to really make sure that we're not comparing ourselves and to look at our attributes, like I'm a good listener, I'm a good friend, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm funny, I can be irreverent, instead of whatever it is, physical attribute.
One thing I noticed that you mentioned very early on when we were talking is that when you talk to young women and men on campus, so it seems like this is not just an issue that affects the ladies.
Absolutely not. I mean, more often women likely, and you know, we pay more attention to women because it's more out there, but just think about all the ads that are out there too for men as well, as they're supposed to be sort of some ideal of machoism, some ideal of sexy, and the same for women. So we all have these pressures on us that we're supposed to be a certain way, look a certain way, and that just isn't realistic.
I know for the past couple of years, USC has done something and dedicated a whole week to these sorts of issues.
Absolutely. We call it Carolina Beautiful Week, and it's a great collaboration among many departments, including campus wellness and student health and campus recreation and some of the sororities, Tri Delta, among them Women's Student Services. And it's called Carolina Beautiful Week, and it's to celebrate Body Image Awareness Week and to help people realize that we are beautiful, we are strong, we are healthy in our own right, and to not to compare ourselves. One of the things we do during that week is what we call Mirrorless Monday. So we cover some of the mirrors around campus, so when you go into a restroom, you can't see yourself. And with messages about, it's not, oh, beauty isn't just what you see in the mirror. It's who you are. You know, it's your character.
So the one thing that we all can do today to make ourselves feel beautiful is?
Appreciate yourself. You know, you've heard of people talking about do a gratitude journal, which I do, and just think of things you're grateful for on a daily basis. I would suggest that folks, not unlike the putting your troubles in a box that you just talked about, to do an appreciation journal. I appreciate blank about myself. Hard to do for some of us. So maybe think about, what would my friend, how would my best friend describe me? How would my parents describe me? Or if you need to, call up your best friend and say, what do you appreciate?
What do you like about me?
Do it. We've set up a group about that because it's hard for us to talk about. And as we talk with our students that are graduating and graduate students that are graduating, working on resumes, it's really hard for us to say good things about ourselves. Or, I know this. I know how to do this. I'm skilled at this. But to really just take a moment and just be grateful. And if it helps you be grateful, I'm gifted with these attributes. You know.
I love that. Thank you, Marguerite, so much for coming and talking with us today about this. And it's a good reminder. Cover up your mirrors. Cover up your mirrors and write a positive sentence once a week. You know? So cool. Thank you, Marguerite.